Hi, guys. I wanted to bring you another story about Airbnb and how it is impacting housing affordability and availability. And today's episode is going to focus mostly on how it's affecting the American market. There's an article in the Economic Times entitled 5.6 million vacant homes and counting. There's a massive housing crisis brewing in America. There may be a massive housing crisis boiling up in the United States, mostly centered around the unavailability of homes in the largest metros in the country. Although alarms around this scenario have not yet been raised, there is no denying the fact that this shortage of homes in metropolitan regions clearly depicts the true nature of the housing crunch in the United States, which is a big problem for the federal administration to address in the coming months. According to a latest report by top property site Realtor.com's analyst Hannah Jones, the major reason for this epic housing crisis in some of the metropolitan regions is rental availability. This clearly means that the rental vacancy has increased in the last few years, which has led to many homes in the nation's largest metros sitting vacant. And so this article begins to answer a question that I've had for a while. What could possibly be causing these homes to sit empty? Short term rentals. With the improvement of the rental landscape in the United States, it has somehow led to an increase in abandoned properties. However, even though rental vacancy has caused an availability of high priced homes for purchase in various US regions, supply has still remained tight and has even reported historically low rates. And this is because people either bought or refinanced their homes during the pandemic, settled themselves with high monthly payments that only made sense during pandemic era cash flow through short term rentals. And now that that well has run dry, short term rental hosts are having either to convert their short term rentals to long term rentals because no one is willing to pay those landlords those fees anymore, or they're having to sell their homes and hoping just to break even on those properties. The seasonal demand for housing is also a major concern, as some of the popular vacation destinations see a boost in housing demand during prime seasons and witness a depreciation during off season times, which is a somewhat similar case across the world now. Again, what could possibly be causing higher demand at vacation destinations during peak seasons? Airbnb, VRBO, HomeAway rentals that are depleting the housing supply and driving up home prices. Current housing prices are driven up by multiple nuanced factors that could be in play, including the likes of location, mortgage rates, property amenities, location characteristics, and even duration of stay. Duration of stay, like one night. There is a major need for an understanding of America's current housing crisis as millions of properties in key US regions stay vacant. Maybe because it's that no one is visiting short term rentals anymore and the owner isn't able to sell it because it's too high priced because they overpaid for it during the pandemic and they'll be lucky to break even. And the impact of it all falling on the housing affordability and availability quotient throughout the country. Now, owning in the Sun Belt can provide predictable income since the weather is good down there year round and people are traveling there even in the winter to get out of the cold. But insurance rates down there are skyrocketing, as well as taxes due to reassessments after purchases and refinances. And so it's really only a matter of time until hosts are choked out by the taxes and insurance, and vacationers who are sour to short term rentals as public awareness of how they're hurting affordability and municipalities respond with more restrictive regulations. It's really just a matter of time until short term rentals become an unsustainable and really unfavorable and undesired business model. In an interview with the University of Denver, Emma Atkinson of Radio Ed spoke about other people's Airbnb experiences. In the past few years, we've been seeing a lot of talk, mostly on social media, about more technical disadvantages, material disadvantages, particularly the price of cleaning fees and other hidden fees that Airbnb and other short term rental companies have included. Said Atkinson, I just read a piece in The Atlantic this morning where this woman said, it was after a wedding and my boyfriend and I were at an Airbnb and we were cleaning the kitchen. And our friends were at a hotel enjoying the hot tub. And we said to ourselves, what are we doing? And why are we paying for our cleaning fee? Another woman said of her recent stay at an Airbnb in Minneapolis, I was upstairs and I was standing on a little balcony and I was looking into the neighbor's yard and their kids were there. And I thought, what do these people think about this unit? I mean, how does it make them feel? And I felt bad about it. And this is the first time that I've felt bad about staying in an Airbnb unit because I don't think I've ever seen neighbors that way, the way I did in Minneapolis. It's just the way the neighborhood is structured. You mean like a single family suburb designed for families to live in long term? You're wondering about the best and highest use of that house that's been turned into a hotel? Interesting thought. In Colorado's most popular tourist destinations like Breckenridge, Vail, and Aspen, social media and local newspapers are filled with debates about short term rentals and how they support or erode the local economy. During the COVID-19 pandemic, people wanted to escape cities with high population densities and high case counts and looked to mountain towns as a place to do that. This had a huge impact on housing prices. In many mountain towns, prices doubled between 2019 and 2021. And all of a sudden, locals couldn't afford to buy homes there anymore or even rent long term. People were buying these houses and maybe they were moving in, but maybe they were saying, I'm not going to rent to the locals anymore. And in Breckenridge, where the median household income is about $80,000, the median home price is $1.4 million. For a start, Summit County has imposed rules in Frisco, Silverthorne, and Breckenridge that basically limit a rental to 135 nights per year. In Steamboat Springs, they have a lease to locals program that will provide short-term rental owners $10,000 to $12,000 if they just convert their properties to long-term rentals and sign year-long leases with residents. This is on top of the rents that they get from those long-term tenants. So these people are making hand over fist. It's basically short-term rental hosts extorting mountain towns to turn their homes into long-term rentals for the residents there. And it really always comes back to the two major impacts of short-term rentals, which is the loss of community feel and the loss of affordable housing. And regulating and taxing short-term rentals is an honorable start to turning the tide for some cities and towns, but complete bans are really the only way to ensure access for local residents to sign long-term leases or to see these homes go to markets for local residents who actually work in the community. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about short-term rentals? Do you think that they're helping the economy? Do you think they're hurting communities? Leave your comments below. And again, thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, comment below, share this with someone else, and don't give up when you can get ahead.